Hello, everyone. Good evening. To authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 10C. Myself, Ishita Sauryan, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GR Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 9th International Conference on Information Communication Technology for Intelligent Systems, ICTIS 2025, Bangkok, Thailand. The ninth edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event took place on April 4th, 2025 in Bangkok, Thailand, while the virtual event is being held via Zoom over 2 days, April 5th and 6th, 2025. I hope you will all enjoy the knowledgeable interactive sessions through the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for question and answer. On 9 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There's another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we get started, I'd like to introduce you all to our session chairs. We have with us Dr. Lokendra Singh Umrao, who is an associate professor and head of Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, Awadh University, Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh. With over 11 years of teaching experience, his specialization lies in algorithms and high performance computing. His research interests include blockchain technology, Internet of Things, big data analysis, and parallel computing, contributing significantly to advancements in these domains. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
We also have with us Dr. Ripu, who is an associate professor at Chandigarh University, Punjab, India. She has actively presented her research at national and international conferences, staying at the forefront of evolving business trends. Her dynamic teaching style and engagement in academic forums highlight her commitment to shaping future business leaders with a global perspective. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I'd like to get started with the paper presentations. We have our first paper presenter, Abu Bakr, with the paper titled Derma AI, Efficient Skin Disease Diagnosis and Treatment Guidance System. So if you're ready, then you may start with the presentation.
Yeah, ma'am, sure. Wait a minute. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Yeah, ma'am. Good afternoon, Honorable Gather here. Myself, a worker from M. Kumaswamy College of Engineering with the team of Computer Science Engineering, and I am a final year. In this scenario, I want to thank my guide Batmini ma'am to give me this one of the wonderful idea. Yeah, without delay, let's start our conference. Yeah, this is our outline of our conference. Like first, we shall about the introduction of our project and objective, followed by the review and the problem statement and the proposed system, and followed by the session and the question answer sections. Yeah. First of all, the introduction session. Introduction session. The last day organism in the human body is in skin, which is has the unique characteristic of which is regrowable and the perfect characteristics, and it's also caused around more in our one of the important organism. Yeah, which and the doctors generally nowadays the doctors are preferring only the become is hot and no one cares about the skin. Our is one of the main motto is to focus on the skin because it's our body and what infection with wound which our body the skin will be moved out. So project is our project is a model the wound in the skins. We using the machine learning and the artificial intelligence. For that, we using the BET model for text understanding and the insertion V6 model for image classifications. And it has therefore the doctors are less limited doctors in a dermatological experts. So in the rural area, no doctors are in that. So our project is to mainly focus on that of the areas and get more knowledge in that. Yeah, project is it's an accurate because it's a multimodal project where its result is accurate and they use both the text as well as an image and the combined model. and we get the clinical notes from the doctors, and using that we can understand what kind of the disease or what kind of disease or what kind of the wound which will affected to the particular persons. And it's easily accessible, and the scalability also given, and it's more or less affordable price. And the literature review. Literature review is nothing but the previous authors who are using our ideas. First, 2021, the Brown Cherry, which used the blockchain to implement this idea, but it's more cost effective, so it's not carry no more. And then in 2022, the Sir Kumar Yesar, who used this idea to with the help of the deep learning, and that data set it also dropped. And then Sharma sir will be used by automatic detection using CNN. Due to the space and the lack of speed, this also not carry mode. So we are using the instead of CNN, we using the recent VI. And the problem statement we are identified in the previous models are called some like undiagnosed conditions. Since there are less data sets, the users are lack to identify what kind of the disease it's, and the delay impact without getting a clue of the disease, the impact for project is get delayed. So the condition become more worse, and the doctor unavailability. People already get a physical appointment since they have a limit. Doctors get it tough to get an and the system is this. First, getting the data of the image and the pre-processing and the future extraction, and we use both inception and v3 inception v3 and the BERT model for text and image classification and the testing analyzing and the result. Yeah, innovations. We are using the generative AI. Not only we are identifying the wound, and also we are suggesting the remedies for the wound, and we also include the chatbot in our project, which will guide you and help you to get communicate with us with the familiar. And the personalized treatment guide is offered. We get more or less we get clinical notes from the doctors and the experts. Through that we can we train our model and get an accurate results. And the accessibility and the scalability, though the our web page is more simple, so it make the people to easily communicate and easily navigate and accessible, and it's also scalable to the world. Yeah, social responsibility. Whatever we creating on project, it must be responsible to the society, and we need to do something for that. So the healthcare accessibility, generally our project is become a bridge between the underserved area and the remote communication peoples to get communicate with the doctors. And awareness and the education, generally the peoples are not aware about the wound which is caused in the skin. So we creating an awareness camp about this and make the preventive measures. And affordability, since our project has some affordable cost, and it's easily buyable by any startup also. And the scope, our scope is in a wide range, like diagnosis, it also includes the common conditions, and it's in rare like Alzheimer's, etc. Healthcare integration seamlessly integrates with the hospital clients and the telemedicine platform. Previously, some of the say global stable and diverse of religions and the healthcare languages. Since it will be well known, also we create our project still on in English language. In future enhancement, we can yeah, novelty of the research proposal. Yeah, in that the personalized treatment recommendations and the accessibility through the mobile platform, it's a future enhancement. And the education integration for prevention and the AI driven perception diagnosis, these are the some of the main features that are included in our project. Yeah, result and it is discussion. As the result of using the multi-model, we get a 90% of the exact result of the wound, and the fusion of this model become a breaking through or the previous models, and it's once it's implemented, it's make a top notch. And then these are the results we get in through our project. The accuracy level is getting increased, and the loss proposed model is getting decreased. And the confusion metrics, generally we come across with the most familiar diseases like Alzheimer's and etc. And the conclusion, and the proposed system is a multimodal, which combined with the BERT as well as an Inception V3, where we can detect a model by using the detect a wound by using the text as well as in images, and the web page is user friendly, and it's also given us in streamlined data. That's all about. And these are my reference papers. Previously, I refer and enhance and get below to get into the project. Yeah. Any question, ma'am?
Okay, I just have few questions. I hope I'm audible. The very first is, have you taken any
Yeah, ma'am.
paper which is like recently published, as in maybe in the year 2025, 2024? Because I couldn't see much in the reference. The years taken across are merely like 2020, 2021, and maybe 2022. Any research papers that you've considered for the year 2024 and above?
Yeah, ma'am. We taken that due to the slide and the time consumption, we reduce the slides, ma'am. Yeah, we taken also that, ma'am.
Okay.
These are the
Okay,
some of the
perfect.
yeah, ma'am.
Uh, any research gaps which you can quote?
No, ma'am. Not that.
I mean, any while
Yep, since we are a final year students, we are still.
okay, fine, you're still working.
Yeah, ma'am.
I'll just say to help you around in that, while you do review the varied literatures, like I do understand that you are final year students, but you do have a very good mentor across, as you just mentioned in the
Yeah.
introductory slide. Right? So while do you review these varied literatures, try to assess the gap, like what all has been covered before, and what is your paper going to contribute in context of the gap, or any of the gap that your paper will be covering, because this will bring more of the novelty, and the publication chances definitely tend to increase.
Yeah, ma'am. Sure, we will work on that.
Okay. Over
Okay.
to you, sir. Any questions from your side, please?
Uh, Abu Bakar,
Yeah,
have you
sir.
seen any skin scanner app?
No,
You
sir.
know,
Till
there
now,
are
we.
number of skin scanner app available in the market through the Google Play.
Okay, sir.
Have you seen any one of them?
Yeah, sir. Recently, I come across with a skin detector code like on app, and that app is only recognizing the image. In our model, we are taking that combined like a text as well as an image.
Okay.
That's
So,
one of
you
the.
know, the app always collect the data. So how can you
Yeah,
provide
sir.
this data safety in your app?
Sir, we are creating this as a web application through local host models. Sir. We are not implementing it as an applications. Through we are plan
Okay.
to implement as a web app.
Okay. Good one.
Thank you, sir. Any other suggestions, sir?
Thank you, sir. We'll be proceeding with our next paper presenter. I'd like to
Yeah,
invite
ma'am.
paper presenter Soumyaji Das with the paper title Design of Parity Preserving Reversible Design Based Fault Tolerant ALU on 32 nm CNT FEA. FET. So if you're ready with your presentation, then you may go ahead. So Soumyaji Das, or if anyone's going to present on his behalf. It seems we do not have him with the in the meeting yet. We'll be moving on to paper presenter Ipala Priyanka with the paper title Develop an AI-driven interview optimization for enhancing interview skills. Ma'am, if you're ready, then you may go ahead. Ma'am Priyanka? She isn't here with us yet. Ma'am Jeevita K with paper titled Enhancing Legal Processes with Innovation in Modern Technology. Ma'am, if you're ready, then you can start with your presentation.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm the author or co-author of Jivita presentation, where she's
Okay.
having some technical issues, so I can go present.
Sure, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. So 1 minute. Um, so our title is Enhancing Legal Process with Innovation and Modern Technology. We are from Kumaraswamy College of Engineering, Karur, and here or this is some of the objective. This mainly focuses on the legal system. Traditionally, there was some manual process which often lead to managing cases or scheduling hearings, facilitating for lawyers. Here are some of the objective like process and scheduling, updating hearing dates, provides an intuitive and easy case research. We also include some AI chart for the client and the lawyer, so it makes easy. In traditional work, when there is an hearing of a cases, we used to get through a letter or a phone call or through an SMS to go. Through this, there is a delay in some of the cases. To overcome this, we have been using an website, so it may be easy for processing. In manual legal cases, it was especially difficult for tracking the engagement and also towards the communication and organizing. We have gone through some of the papers regarding this, but there was demerits also according to this. No proper consultation, and AI chatbots was not really making understand what they are. It was not properly trained, and for enhanced technology, there is no proper method. And we have identified through some of the analysis that there was difficulty in courts during consultation and case updates, and no proper lawyer used to have multiple cases and deadlines, so there was no proper AI tool for legal queries and tracking. Some of the details were actually missing through the websites, so we also overcame through it. And this shows the proposed system architecture, where client and the lawyer both will be having a login and a sign up. Mm, Mainly, first, client go and appoints the lawyer through online, particularly based on the thing what they need. Some of the lawyers will be mainly focusing on social, and some on the criminal, and based on that, he may takes based on the information. Then he receives the date notification, and from the court, this will have the notifications on the both sides. If he's unable to have, we can have an video conferencing, so that they can easily have a conversation through it. The AI chatbot, where it helps in having the queries towards it. Next, this web application, this is an web application. It's make a communication better to manage in hearing dates and consultations. It is user friendly for both client and then lawyer. We can have a clear calendar view, helping stay organized without needing other tools. And we have built an video calling, so that they can meet online and save time and travel. The chatbots collect the suggestions from the client or the lawyer, and this is what to say, it is authentized, where others cannot be, the data will not be lost or anything. We have done this through some of the NLP engine, ML module and knowledge base, and launching the system with security and user training. This web application has been enhancing communication between client and the legal professions, and efficient. It is more efficient, and we have newly included an AI chatbot and visual calendar. In conclusion, I can say, this makes time reduce, and also monitor of hearing dates and schedule appointments and engaging the lawyers. And in today's world, it is valuable for this. In future enhancement, we are going to make AI, so that more legal questions, and it will be help. Adding a case management for let client and the lawyer know what is their case process, deadline and documents in one place. And this helps the meeting smoother, and it gives an app over the time and security two factor login and encryption. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, I just have few questions pertaining to this. I hope I'm getting it correctly. It's like,
Okay, ma'am.
law and then AI, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In broader sense. So probably the application or the model about which you are talking, it will just help more into fixing up onto the meetings or scheduling the meetings. Basically, you can say the management part. Will it provide any kind of online, I mean, AI driven help, legal advice, anything in that context?
Yes, ma'am. Particularly in AI chatbot, we can say that when somebody is not understandable, they don't know what question we need to ask for a particular lawyer based on their case or something, they can go through the AI, so that they get some of the suggestions through it, whether what to prefer, what are the suggestions they need when the lawyer is not available.
Okay. So, fine. Can you just try to distinguish as in between the model that you are proposing and how it is simply different from the existing, I'll say, frameworks? For instance, if it is simply being used to schedule meetings, have a online meeting between the client and the lawyer, then we do have all these platforms already available, like Google Meet, Zoom and all. So that's how
Yes,
this would be different.
Ma'am, actually, when we went for a research, there is no particular website or a web page according to the law management where they are not most of the courts does not follow this. When
Okay.
I already said that in traditional format, when for example, tomorrow I am having a case in a court, but still I did not get any of the information through it. I did not get any receive any information, but it is going to get delayed. But through this web application you can easily track your process, and you can see the schedules when it is being postponed or when is the next upcoming case, so that it may be easier for both client and the lawyer. They don't need to wait for the information to receive the information from the court what they are getting.
Okay. So no use case in this context. I mean, if it is being followed in any other country, any research saying the same, any literature which you have found, any use case?
Ma'am, already the AI has been used in some of the cases, but they failed due to it was not properly trained, and information was not been proper information was not been given, so it failed according to it.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. One question to you. There are number of clients and number of uh, so how can you maintain the confidentiality in perspective of the client?
Sir, based on the case and based on the timings, they will be preferring the timings. They'll be scheduling the timings so that in that time access they can meet to the lawyer, and they can speak throughout the case.
No, what happened? Confidentiality you can maintain by providing the encryption of the messages.
Yes, sir.
Without the encryption or decryption, you cannot maintain the confidentiality of the clients.
Yes,
Because
sir.
no, data protection regulations is too much crucial in the chatbot.
Yes, sir. Uh, but database follows.
You have to provide the security into database.
Yes, sir.
So that is my
As
suggestion. Uh, No, it's okay. Uh, so you have to prioritize your security in your chatbot, है ना? For the legal
s-
protection regulations.
okay, sir.
It is the essential part of the how can you create effective legal chatbot.
Sir, by having an authentication for both of the client and the lawyer, so that they can preserve that data in a safe place.
Yeah. Authentication is a compulsory part, but without the encryption, you
Sir,
cannot.
actually, good afternoon, sir. I'm also a part of this team. So for our safety, for the database, we have created a password which the user has provided. We converted into the hash code. So, which is one of the main important thing for our safety of the database. Uh, and so also we also have the admin part where the admin is only the person who's going to like switch over the database and like looking over the whole project. So there is no kind of any such interruption when the third party who's entering into the website, sir.
Okay. Okay. It's
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. We'll be proceeding with our next paper presenter. I'd like to invite paper presenter Bani Gandhi with their paper titled Fabrication and Analysis of Graphene and its Hybrid-Based ECG Electrodes for Wireless Healthcare Applications. Ma'am, if you're ready, then you may go ahead with your presentation.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'll
Yeah.
just share my screen.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, just give me a second. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Bani Gandhi, and the topic has already been mentioned. So, basically, this presentation explores the fabrication and evaluation of novel electrodes for ECG monitoring, utilizing combinations of nanomaterials like graphene, single-wall carbon nanotubes, and multi-wall carbon nanotubes, along with the carboxyl functional group and the dispersing agent as PDMS, which is polydimethylsiloxane. So in this work, we basically fabricated three groups of electrodes. Group 1 consisted of only graphene and PDMS. Group 2 consisted of graphene, single wall carbon nanotubes, multi-wall carbon nanotubes, and PDMS. And the last group was just the multi-wall carbon nanotubes and single wall carbon nanotubes with PDMS. So we basically chose functionalized CNTs over the normal CNTs or the CNTs in their novel form, which to basically mitigate dispersion issues and enhancing the surface compatibility for effective ECG monitoring. We also integrated graphene because we wanted to make our ECG sensors and the whole system cost effective, and basically graphene has much higher conductivity than the carbon nanotubes. So the study is about comparing the sensors made with graphene and without graphene, and we chose PDMS as the dispersing agent due to its non-toxic nature, its biocompatibility and flexibility. And with this, our aim was to reach a cost-effective and efficient, safe solution for wireless ECG transmission monitoring system. So the primary elements, I'm straight away moving forward with the materials and methods. The primary materials used for fabrication were graphene, the carbon nanotubes, and PDMS. And the dispersing solution was isopropyl alcohol, because methanol, we also tried dispersing PDMS and CNTs in methanol, but the electrodes didn't work out. They weren't fabricated as we wanted them to. So all these elements, the nanomaterials and PDMS were soluble in IPA. That was the primary reason to choose IPA. So the fabrication process is basically two major chunks here. first was the mold formation. So we fabricated molds in order to get a circular ECG sensor. So the first step is that how we fabricated molds. We basically took PDMS A and PDMS B. PDMS A is the base and PDMS B is the curing agent. Curing agent basically hardens the material. So we mix them, we poured it into the petri dish, and we place the acrylic sheet. So acrylic sheet was used to make cavity inside the mold where we poured our nanomaterial solution, and we cured the PDMS solution into the oven. We placed it into the oven for 30 minutes, and you can see the result. We have these molds. Then we fabricated the our ECG sensors. So for each group, we fabricated 13 sensors. Um, 13 sensors. By 13 sensors, I mean from 0.1 weight% to 5 weight% of the nanomaterials in PDMS. So the dispersion was this 3-step process. First, the nanomaterials were dispersed in IPA for 30 minutes in bath sonicator, and then we added PDMS A for 10 minutes, and then we added PDMS A in the nanomaterial solution for 10 minutes, and even those were dispersed on the bath sonicator. And last, we added the curing agent, and only for 5 minutes we basically sonicated the solution. So we poured the solution into these molds, and they were placed in the oven. So basically the whole range took about 2 hours to 10 hours for drying up, and we finally, this was the shape of the ECG sensor. Yes. So before we started off our research, we did some physical characterization of the nanomaterials, MWCNTCOH. So the first characterization is FITR, which is the Fourier infrared spectroscopy. It basically identifies the chemical bonds between the MWCNT and carboxyl group. So the peaks can be seen at 1500 centimeters and 3700 centimeters inverse. So at these two range, we had the stronger bonds. Then the next physical characterization was TEM, which is the transmission electron microscopy. It basically described the internal assembly, showing how. So you can see there are two images, right? So in the first image, this is normal CNT. Oh, sorry. This is the normal CNT TEM. So you can see that the MWCNT are very close to each other. So we basically chose carboxyl group because it enhanced the dispersion from the dispersibility of the any filler agent with the nanomaterial. So basically, we know that the CNTs involved, they form agglomerates very soon. So basically, having a carboxyl group attached to the CNTs made the dispersion process easier. The third one is the Raman spectroscopy. It basically defines the molecular assembly, composition, and the structure of NWCNT-COOH. Next, this is the physical characterization of SWCNT-COOH. So SEM was performed here. So the SEM gives us information on the composition, topography, and morphology. Again, TEM was done to describe any internal structure of the SWCNT-COOH, and Raman spectroscopy. Now, how we did the monitoring. So we basically bifurcated our monitoring sections into two. One was the short-term monitoring, so where we applied the electrodes to the to uh, human tester for 5 hours. And for long-term monitoring, we did this testing for 5 days, and we did not observe any skin irritations or any allergies while the person was wearing the electrodes. But definitely, we saw some degradation on days 3 and 5. Then we also went ahead and did some capacitance, surface resistance, and impedance testing for 3 electrodes. So you can see here that the black line indicates the capacitance of graphene with PDMS. The red is for all the nanomaterials with PDMS, and the blue one is only the carbon nanotubes and not graphene. So the case remains same with the resistance and the impedance. So why these tests were performed? So basically in dry electrodes, these are dry electrodes that we're talking about. So the impedance is really high. We need to check that our electrode has the least impedance and the highest capacitance. So we all know that capacitance is nothing but the flow of charge, right? So the flow of charge should be high in order to get the ECG transmitted from the human to the machine, because ECG is a very feeble signal. So we need to have high high capacitance and least
Excuse me,
resistance.
ma'am.
And yeah.
I'm really
Yes.
sorry to disturb you, but I'd like to remind you of the time limit.
Okay, sure. So here I would just like to quote the results that two, group two is basically all the carbon nanomaterials. The highest capacitance is at 48%, and group two has the lowest resistance at 38%. So this is the monitoring system. So the electrodes, so we basically fabricated 3 electrodes for each concentration. So the electrodes were attached to the wrist and the ankle, and the leads go to an AD8232 system, which is the ECG acquisition system, and then to node MCU, and then you can see the ECG signal is visible. And these are the ECG signals from all the groups. So this is 0.1%, 0.255, 1 weight%, 2.75, then 4 weight%, 4.58%, 5.8%. And we also have the results from our wet ECG electrodes, which are the AGCL electrodes. So we basically compared our work with one paper which we found, which had these SWCNT and MWCNT electrodes, and the best results were achieved with group 2 electrodes. Group 2 electrodes, 2.8% portrayed the best ECG results with well-defined peaks and no baseline wander. And yeah, so I think this is pretty much it. That our final conclusions said that the best ECG, we considered the best ECG results with 2.8%, because here our less nanomaterials will be used, and we can do bulk manufacturing and with cost effectiveness. So thank you, everyone. Any questions, please?
Ma'am, can you describe anything pertaining to economies of scale?
Pertaining to, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Economies of scale, like you've mentioned your result and consonants to the existing research.
Yes.
So anything in that context?
No, ma'am. Actually, in that paper, nothing was mentioned in that sort of comparison. So I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to answer, but maybe I'll have a go through it at once again.
Okay. And in simple words, if you need to describe what overall, what are the additions? You have minutely explained the entire process.
Yeah.
That was a good work. But in I'll say, if you are to summarize, what additions your research is doing in contrast to what has already been done.
Yes, ma'am. So here, in very plain words, I would like to say that not much research was done using the functionalized carbon nanomaterials. So here, what we have done is we have taken high-end uh, functionalized carbon nanomaterials with graphene. So what here it will help us is that in less, because ma'am, nanomaterials are very expensive. Okay, so here what we have done is, or what we're trying to do is that we are combining the nanomaterials so that we can use the least minimum quantity of the nanomaterials to get the best positive ECG results. So in plain simple words, what we are doing is we are trying to combine more and more nanomaterials, which are basically which will be less in cost and giving us the same results as the VECT electrodes, making our ECG system basically portable. That's what we are trying to do here.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
One question is there.
Yes, sir.
In wireless healthcare monitoring system, ensuring a stable and reliable connection
Yes, sir.
between the monitoring devices and the healthcare provider systems is a,
Yes, sir.
I think, there is a technical issues. How can you provide
Definitely.
it?
I mean, how can we basically reduce the technical glitches when the
You know, there's an issue in the wireless healthcare monitoring system, stability and reliability over the connections.
right,
You know, power management, there's a power management limitations.
right,
So,
absolutely.
so
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To be honest with you, we haven't been able to optimize this part of our research, but definitely we will work towards it. How can we stabilize the whole system so that we can reduce the glitches in the system? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, ma'am, you're audible. I think
Okay,
Sir's
okay,
mic has an issue.
okay, right. Do I need to repeat my answer or is that okay?
I believe that's okay.
Okay.
Sir, would you like to ask any question? Any other question? I believe it's a connection issue, so we'll be moving on with the next presentation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to invite our next paper presenter, Syed Al-Karele, with the paper title Late Fusion CNN-Based Images Sentiment Analysis System. Sir, if you're ready, then you may go ahead. Sir Syed? I believe he's not here in the meeting yet. Kahina Amara with the paper title Leveraging AI Augmented Reality for Enhanced Cardiac Arrhythmia Diagnosis. Ma'am, if you're here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. You can start with the presentation, ma'am.
Okay. Is my screen visible for you?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
I'm excited to share my work titled Leveraging AI and Augmented Reality for Enhanced Cardiac Arrhythmia Diagnosis. My presentation can be divided into the following section. In the introduction, I will cover the work overview, the key definition, the problem statement, and the contributions made in this research work. The proposal sections will include the used deep learning models for arrhythmia classification further to the used dataset, the proposed augmented reality rendering in conjunction with the augmented reality process visualization. In the result, we will present the evaluation performance metrics and the visual assessment related to the augmented reality rendering result. The conclusion will summarize the key points addressed in this presentation and provide insight into some of our ongoing work. At the end, I will be glad to answer any question you may have. The cardiovascular pathology are major contributor to mortality rate. Diagnosis these conditions is crucial, typically done throughout ECG signal examination. Specifically, certain individuals deemed at risk necessitate continuous monitoring, particularly regarding the functionality of their cardiovascular system. The manual identification of ECG signal attributes and heartbeat classification remains a challenging and time-intensive task. Automated system can optimize healthcare professional time and effort, enabling more comprehensive patient result interpretation. This issue has garnered the attention of numerous researchers, leading to the development and exploration of various methodologies. Recently, immersive technologies such as augmented reality have profoundly transformed the field of medical practice. Augmented reality seamlessly blends the virtual and physical worlds into a real-world setting. It's a game-changing technology that offers a real-time, immersive, three-dimensional experience. The deep learning models exemplified by CNN and ANAN exhibit remarkable performance in ECG classification task as seen in literature. Consistently achievement high accuracy. These models automate the analysis process by extracting meaningful features from raw ECG signals while mitigating the potential for human error. However, it is essential to acknowledge that deep learning-based ECG classification methods also present several challenges that includes issues related to the data imbalance, subsequently to overfitting, high computational research demands, model complexity, concerns regarding data privacy, and difficulties in generalizing across diverse dataset or population. ECG visualization plays a key role in aiding clinicians in cardiac activities interpretation, allowing them to detect irregularities such as conduction abnormalities, arrhythmia, and ischemic events. The ECG data visualization involves the display of the Hertz electric signal on a graph, typically in the form of a series of waves and complex. By analyzing and observing these patterns, medical practitioners can assess heart rhythm, identify the abnormalities, and diagnose various cardiac conditions. In augmented reality edge diagnosis system, clinicians can observe and analyze ECG signal in three-dimensional space, allowing for deeper comprehension for the cardiac dynamics. The visual representation in augmented reality enables a healthcare professional to navigate throughout intricate details, identify anomalies, and gain insights into the temporal aspect of cardiac events. The main let's move to the main problematic of this topic. Diagnosis ECG represents a pivotal undertaking conventionally executed via the non-invasive examination of ECG signal, commonly administered at hospitals or radiology center. Nevertheless, this manual identification of ECG signal attributes and heartbeat classification remains challenging and time-consuming task. We have also the imbalanced ECG dataset, which is available for the deep learning models training and testing, and it's still challenging task for us. One of the main contribution of this paper involves adapting deep learning models for arrhythmia classification. Furthermore, we focus on illustrating the positive impact of balanced techniques, data techniques on accurate classification, emphasizing the importance of all classes. To enhance the practicability and usability of our research outcomes, we have developed user-friendly graphical interface that integrate the predictive model for diagnostic assistance in ECG signal processing. Furthermore, we explore the potential impact of augmented reality technology on medical practice, specifically in training and diagnosis. The overall flowchart displayed on the slide show the contribution made in our study. It illustrates the ultimate aim, which was to reduce the human effort and save time while achieving optimal performance. We use a range of machine learning models, including CNN, that have proven successful in studies involving the ECG classification. The ECG signal processing community has access to the MITB IAH dataset, which we use in this work to build a more balanced dataset and obtain higher classification performance. As I mentioned, this dataset contains 84 half-hour chunks of two-channel ambulatory ECG recording from 47 participants. For these data sources, 23 randomly selected ambulatory electrodiagram recording over 24 hours period were used. The recordings were digitalized at 360 samples per second per channel and with an 11-bit resolution. Independent cardiologist independently annotated each recording, resolving a disagreement to create an information technology reference dataset. The dataset comprise 446 records and 188 columns as shown into the figures on the slide. The first 187 columns are attribute or are features, with the 187 column represented the target classes. So we have four classes. We choose to use the CNN model. The CNN begin with four initial layers consistent of two convolution layers and two pairs of patch normalization layers. So for the ECG classification performance evaluation, we use the most widely used evaluation metrics, which are the MCE, the mean squared error, the accuracy, and the MCC. Before constructing the model, it was crucial to perform the following steps, which are the feature normalization, the data splitting, and the data balancing. The results illustrated into the table compare the performance of CNN across the different rebalancing methodology using metrics such as mentioned before, the SEC, the MC, E, and the accuracy. The initial dataset reached the highest accuracy of more than 98%, but had a lower MCC of about 84%, including potential challenges in handling class imbalance. Undersampling slightly reduced the accuracy, but greatly improved the MCC, presenting better performance on minority classes. We have also noticed that oversampling maintained this similar accuracy and improved the MCC with the MCA with an MCC of 93.96%, offering a balanced
Excuse me, ma'am.
trade-off. Yeah.
Really sorry to disturb you, but I'd like to remind you of the time limit.
Okay, thank you. I will remove directly to the augmented reality process proposed in this research work. So for the augmented reality used for heart disease diagnosis, it seamlessly combines the 3D modeling capabilities. We used the Unity 3D engine. So the application, the development capabilities of Visual Studio combined with the Unity 3D engine capabilities offers the user a more 3D rendering details of the human heart within a semi-immersive environment, allowing users to examine the heart structure with high precision. The visualization option offer flexibility, enabling users to switch between viewing three heart parts, providing comprehensive insight into spatial context. Further to the deep learning outcomes, so it can provide the diagnosis based on the ECG classification. To conclude, in this study, we use the IR technology to enhance medical education and aid diagnosis, providing a user-friendly and cost-effective solution for understanding cardiac physiology and diagnosing arrhythmia. We presented an ECG arrhythmia classification using CNN in conjunction with balanced techniques for applied to the data set. We achieved performance. The achieved performance was satisfactory further to the 3D heart augmented rendering visualization. Thank you for your attention, and I'm glad to answer any question you may have. Hello?
Okay. Any kind of bias, I mean, talking in context of limitations of this research, can you talk about the limitations perspective?
But the main limitation, it's the real-time deployment of the used deep learning models into the augmented reality environment. It was challenging, and it's still we are still working on this. We are optimizing because before deploying any deep learning models, it requires optimization. So we are working on this.
Okay. And okay, you will be fine. You are still into the optimization stage. Perfect then.
Yes.
Fine. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Ripu ji, there are number of ML techniques available like Canon, DT,
Yes.
SVM, RF, ADA boost, G boost, logistic
Yeah.
regressions. So
Yes.
you have used CNN right now.
We have used CNN. Yes.
So Canon, SVM, ADA boost, G boost. These are the latest algorithms of machine learning techniques.
Yes.
So have you compared your work to these models?
Actually, we focused on in this work mainly on CNN performance, but in our literature study, we have made this comparison and implement different machine learning model, including SVM. But this comparison it wasn't included in this research. And I would mention that the performers were quite similar. So for us, as the main contribution is deploying some such deep learning models in augmented reality, this is the main challenges that we fixed in this work, research work.
Okay, but I think in further, you have to compare your work with these machine learning techniques or models.
We already compared this, but we didn't include this comparison in this
Okay.
conference paper to mention. Any
Thank you,
question?
ma'am. Thank you, sir. We'll be proceeding with the next paper presenter. I'd like to invite paper presenter Zornitsa Yordanova with the paper titled Proactive Cost Management in Construction, the Role of Business Intelligence for Small and Medium Enterprises. Ma'am, if you're ready, then you may go ahead.
Yes, I'm ready, and you have wonderful slides. I'm so happy to be here, and wonderful section, and all the research papers shared at the moment. It's really insightful for me. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'll start presenting my paper. That's my second paper. For this morning. It's morning in Europe. So thank you very much for this hybrid opportunity to join the session in Bangkok. I was just in a few months ago there, and I had a lovely time. So my paper today is about proactive cost management in construction and the role of business intelligence for small and medium enterprises. I am the third author here, all together with my lovely colleagues, Vladimir Gunlev and Professor Julieta Mancheva, and me, Professor Zornitsa Yordanova. We are, all of
Excuse me,
us
ma'am.
are, yeah,
Sorry to disturb you. Can you please put your presentation in a presentation mode?
yeah, sure. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So these are my colleagues. We present to Bulgarian universities, and we joined efforts to make this research on how business intelligence systems, big data, data analytics can actually transform cost management specifically for construction management and construction projects. And you can see this multidisciplinary aspect of this research because it's between management, construction, and technological innovations. About the motivation of and reasoning of this research. So first, we are not doing this research, and this is the limitation for big construction companies. They are well aware of the advantages of business intelligence tools. The problem here, and it's not only in Europe, I believe it's everywhere, that SMEs in that specific sector, they rely on a lot of manual processes, and usually they have a large variety of data sources for all the different aspects of their management processes. And these are usually different systems, different documents from their vendors, and customers, different Excel files, even databases, and so on. We actually identified really a lack of using open data sources in this specific area. So having all this together, we've realized that these construction SMEs, they have highly manual processes, and they cannot really manage their cost. And as a result, they struggle to have fast decision making and informed decision making. So the data is highly fragmented. There are a lot of manual processes, inefficiencies, and so on. As a consequence of our multidisciplinary research, we decided to try such a business intelligence tool to support the activities of construction SMEs, and to come up with a business model within a business intelligence tool that can organize and reorganize all kinds of data sources in the context of cost management. This is our main challenge, and we aimed at evaluating the impact of such an adoption on cost management. Actually, this is part of a big research project, and where actually we have more than 50 companies from this sector deeply analyzing their constraints and opportunities, challenges, and everything of implementing such an instrument, and we've developed such an instrument. Here, the theoretical background we limited to this lack of technological integration for the financial constraints of this sector, with all these high errors and budget overruns and delayed cost insights that we've highly analyzed and identified within the sector. Something interesting that we also identified, and is also part of the literature, is the lack of trust in this sector to any kinds of system and system integrations. And also specific, which is quite interesting and specific, is the dynamics and project diversity within the sector. So for all this, we decided to explore the opportunities that business intelligence tool could give. So there is a noise, Dr. Kaina Amara, I think it's from you. Can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Here are summarized the main components of our research. We aimed at deliver a real-time analysis and these predictive capabilities of construction SMEs to improve decision-making for them. We know that they are not in the retail sector, so we don't expect actually their data to be hourly changed. And in most of the cases that we analyze, and all the types of data, it's more or less management financial data, it's updated once a day. So that was not a challenge for us. So we designed a model how we can actually incorporate all these kinds of sources and different management and financial data, so that we can build such a solution for everybody. It's not a system, it's just a solution that can integrate no matter of the data sources that companies are using. And there is a concept of affordable technological innovation, so we step on that very concept. We had some case studies that we analyzed here, and also we created kind of a qualitative metrics, performance metrics for measuring the appropriateness. And also we include, in order to strengthen our qualitative study, 8 professionals, project managers, IT specialists, and financial analysts working strongly on business intelligence. So this is briefly what we did as a methodology in order to achieve our results and to be systematic. But basically, we use thematic analysis and cross-case synthesis in order to come up with our conclusions. So what are the key findings? So first, we've identified that spreadsheets and Excels are highly used. Some legacy systems that are not up to date. So that's why this predictive business intelligence tool could be really of massive usage. Also, we've identified a lot of errors due to this manual work processes and steps, and also real-time visibility limitations that actually prevent proactive project management, cost management, financial management, and in the end, they result in high costs of construction projects, which we can all agree that actually everybody struggles from that. So what is the impact of BI adoption in the end? So improved data integration, reducing data consolidation time by more than 40%. And actually, we've identified something specific that for smaller companies is even more. Enhanced forecasting accuracy, with cost variances reduced by 20%, real-time analytics enabling immediate response to budget variances, in improved stakeholder collaboration. By stakeholders, I mean all kinds of different roles in such construction SMEs, because we've provided different BI dashboards for depending on their role, for those who are dealing mostly with the cost, and for those who are dealing mostly with customers and incomes. Here are summarized some results, and our research is in a continuing phase, because now we'll spread all these results, being a pilot research to a big massive one across Europe and the construction industry. We are cooperating with some other universities across Europe for strengthening the impact and the willingness to implement such BI tools, which are quite new. And we struggled with this in our theoretical background and identifying literature gaps, because more or less they're not, they're under research at the moment for sure. So we've identified a reduction in manual data errors, time savings in financial reporting, improvement in cost forecasting accuracy, and reduction in cost overruns. We weren't in position to identify any decrease in the final price to the end customer, because it's just a short run of research, and actually these construction SMEs were not able to adjust their final price, but that's the main reason for doing the research, to show them that actually they can really compress their cost by managing cost more efficiently, and to reduce their final prices. What are the main barriers for adoption of such a tool? They were quite new for most of the companies, and also collaborators and in this stakeholder research. So the initial investment is definitely a barrier, a burden for them. That's why we would recommend for companies developing at the moment such solutions to go to subscription models. Technical complexity and need for skilled personnel. That's why business intelligence from the new era with AI modeling, for sure, it's better to be used. In our context, we used View, ClickSense, and Power BI Microsoft. And these three tools actually are,
Ma'am,
yes,
I'm really sorry to disturb you, but I'd like to remind you of the time limit.
yes, I'm in the end. So they are self-management, so they were quite well adopted. And of course, the main reason is resistance to organizational change. So these are some of the key performance areas and some concrete results that we've identified. But as a predictive instrument, I would just highlight the last one, reduction in cost overruns, because by providing these real-time insights, one-click insights to the managers, they were in position to make fast decisions and to make adjustments in their budgets, spending, everything. So this table is the main result of our research, and is highly valuable for technological companies and also of construction companies that would like to try to experiment with more technological innovation. So this is basically our BI adoption for cost management in construction systems, how to integrate, what is the roadmap of integrating data, enable real-time insights, predicting costs, procurement forecasting, material needs, and everything. So now we are in the process of making this further and to collaborate with different other collaborators. Thank you very much. I'll be happy to answer any question.
Okay. I just have few questions. I hope while reviewing across the multiple set of literatures, as you have already said that this is an ongoing research, you might have seen that many of the SMEs have already adopted BI, right? So, yes, please. So, you have mentioned a lot of benefits. There could be some barriers to the adoption, but don't you really think so that there is already much research that's being done into this area? Like, what kind of novelty your paper will add? Definitely, it is known. I think you are also aware about the same, that there are benefits, right? There are benefits of adopting BI. You have done a very good research pertaining to the same, and the all the literature, every content, every slide that you've mentioned here, do support the same. Uh, Although you've said already it is an ongoing research, can you talk about from the novelty perspective?
Exactly. Great question. Thank you very much. So the novelty actually comes from the fact that all the current technological innovations and BI implementations, they are personalized and customized according to the cases. As a result, all these BI implementations, as single implementations, they're very costly for SMEs. And in the end, SMEs really in that specific sector, they don't use BI. Only the big companies are using BI. Because why? Because a single implementation is very costly for them. It includes all these ETL processes, identifying sources, and so on. So the novelty of our approach is that we create a basic model which can actually be applied no matter of the systems used from this very single individual SME. And actually they can apply the model and skip that requirement gathering phase, which is really highly expensive for them. So this is the novelty. It's more from practical perspective.
Okay, perfect, ma'am. Thank you so much.
One question from my side. As you know, the business grows day by day, and data volume and BI needs increases, requiring scalable BI solutions. So how can you provide it, scalability in business?
You mean how we can provide scalability?
Yeah.
Actually, the BI tools, they can collect data as much data as the company has, and there are some limitations depending on the tools. So, for example, Power BI, it has some limitations, but they are up to a few millions rows and transactions. And when it comes to SMEs, we cannot predict such a big extending of the transactions, so Power BI would not manage. In this case, so that specific Power BI solution would not be enough because it is adjustable only for SMEs.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We'll be proceeding with our next paper presenter. I'd like to invite paper presenter Simran Fatima Sayed with the paper title Securing Digital Systems, AI-Driven Cybersecurity Frameworks and Risk Mitigation. Ma'am, if you're ready, then you may go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm ready. Shall I share my
Yes,
screen?
ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Please.
Hope so this is visible. My screen is visible and I am audible too.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible and your screen is loading currently for me.
Yes, ma'am. My screen is sharing. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. This is Simreen, and my topic is about securing digital systems with the AI-driven cybersecurity frameworks and risk mitigation, which is somewhat related to my PhD work. And today, these are the contents that I am going to deal with.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So,
Could you
in
please
which,
put your
yes,
presentation
ma'am.
in slideshow mode?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So as we know that currently we have lots of cybersecurity issues keep on going from past decades. So in my current work, some security measures has been employed to prevent such kind of 90% of attacks. So which aims to be develop such a good intrusion detection system, which can be efficient, accurate, and preserving confidentiality type that can overcome some good traditional methods which has limitations.
Excuse me, ma'am.
My work, yes,
I'm
ma'am.
really sorry to disturb you, but could you please put your presentation in slideshow mode?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's loading, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
it's all
now
right.
is it fine?
Yeah.
Yes. My income statement is about, ma'am, to have an idea, lot of limitation that sometimes it is those are unable to identify cyber threats. So, and they are very difficult in identifying advanced persistent threats also by these kind of
Ma'am, you seem to have a network issue. You're not exactly audible.
is distributes of unable to which is making them to struggle to identify such kind of threats. So while dealing with the high traffic speed, we would like to introduce ideas which can also analyze such kind of DDoS or advanced persistent without a issue. So to overcome that is the main limitation, that they are unable to face multiple types of attacks at a time. So we would like to overcome so that multiple attacks can be analyzed at a time. So our privacy concern is to protect. Since our raw network traffic data often require access, so we would not like to violate any kind of potential data. Rather we could have a them to share a good privacy restrictions, and as well as the ability to share effectives. In this way, rather they can only
Excuse me, ma'am.
rather current one is
Ma'am, it seems you have a network issue.
hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Now you're audible.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. So mainly they have to recognize when the such kind of DDoS attack is facing just alarming on normal attacks. So this is the basic of the current IDS systems, which are used to analyze the current attacks for their thing. So in my current work, what I have proposed is, which can also combine CNN LSTM pattern to enhance distributed threat detection while preserving privacy, as well as it can also analyze real-time traffic module by adapting learning mechanism, as well as it can also analyze this single to single feature extraction by maintaining good and minimizing, rather than minimizing high, means also minimizing high false positive rate, as well as it can detect the high detection rates. So high detect rates. It can analyze high detection rates. So these are my main research objective. So my objective is to develop a AI-based introduction system, which can enhance my threat detection and as well as the data. And before developing that, I also have gone through some analysis, whosoever has done their things and what are the limitations they have found, as well as specifically focusing on deep learning and federated learning methodologies. As well as my thing also introduced some deep learning architecture, hybrid deep learning architecture, which not only combines the convolution neural network and as well as LSTM, but also analyze real-time network traffic, which can improvement of 15% in detection from the previous things accurately to from the previous things from the current IDS solution. It can at least we are incrementing to hope 15% more, so that it can enhances our system. Our main thing also focus on confidential preserving framework, which not only enhances IDS deployment, but also we also target that rather than focusing on DOS, we can focus on such kind of attacks like DDoS, distributed denial of service attacks, rather than focusing on the unnecessary attacks, which we can target false positive rate less than 1%. So these are the review of literature that I have gone through. That these are the titles that I have focused on from last 2 to 3 years of paper, in which authors have done their work. Whatsoever were the main findings. And by seeing that, I have introduced some of the methodology also. First of all, initially, we will be collecting the CESC, CIC Detection System 2018 dataset. Later, we will be data cleaning it, applying feature selection and augmentation process. So that is a part of image processing technique. And later we will be applying some cybersecurity techniques like network flow analysis, protocol-based feature extraction, and dimensionality reduction. Later we will be enable AI model development, which is more important to cybersecurity, and it has been a very open everywhere. So implementation of CNN, LSTM, deep learning, convolution neural network system with the deep learning network, and in addition to that, federated learning framework for such kind of privacy preserving training. So this is my research methodology that I am going to implement. So this data set consists of, this is an overview of a data set which has the types of attacks that we can use in the current work. So this is my architecture that I have proposed, which consists of AI-based traffic analyzer as well as CNN LSTM deep learning model that can identify what kind of pattern attack is and anomalies, as well as by identifying the attack, we also take care of confidentiality preserving federated learning module that can secure data. For suppose if we have put a case to a police will be taking responsibility to keep the data confidential of who or whom. And in finally, we also make a automated feature extraction and context which enhance accuracy and reduce false positive rate. So my technical expected outcomes are this, in which from novel hybrid architecture, my integration of convolution with the federated learning, which we are expecting more rather than 95% of accuracy, as well as aiming very less than 1% of false positive rate, as well as data sharing mechanism should be confidential. These are our technical outcomes. So finally, I would like to conclude that these are the AI-based cybersecurity framework, which we would like to detect, keep the things confidential, and as well as ensuring that we can make a protection to people for the such kind of security threats, cyber threats, as well as making a good finite security data structures. These technologies like federated learning and blockchain can help us to, as well as AI can help us to be protective from data breaches. No matter how many advancements or challenges are there, we will be keep on researching, but depending upon as the AI keep on increasing, like we are getting to see generative AI, responsible AI like this, we will be make use of that too. So with the good innovation of AI, we will be also integrate quantum computing and develop such kind of security models for our future, for we keep our digital world to be secure and safe. So these are the list of references, sir, that I have gone through for my current work. So any questions?
Okay. I just have few questions.
Definitely,
Like,
ma'am.
don't you think so that it is a kind of over reliance on AI? I mean, don't you think human oversight would be needed?
Uh, Over reliance in the sense, ma'am, see, ma'am, like AI is everywhere right now. So better I thought to deal cybersecurity with AI. So if I have gone with cybersecurity only, that is also not an issue. But currently, AI has been such a good thing now that it can also enables the field of cybersecurity, no matter how cybersecurity is also growing. But
Okay.
mostly I have mentioned the data set which is of cybersecurity attacks only.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Will it be able, you've checked with the optimization, any concerns pertaining to data overloading
No,
or
ma'am.
like
Actually, we are searching for our data too.
VR? Can you repeat it, please?
Me and my supervisor are
Right.
searching for the data.
Okay.
Mm.
And because you're talking about cyber security, so that's why
Yes,
have you
ma'am,
taken
definitely.
any perspective in regard to maybe insider threats and then
Yes,
how
ma'am,
it will be able to tackle, you can say, zero-day threats, as we believe AI may struggle in context to zero-day attacks.
definitely, ma'am. Because see, like the cyber security threats. Last time I got suggestion from ICTIS only, since my research area was proper cyber security. But later they have told me to work with AI also, cyber security with AI.
Okay.
So that's why we are initially, me and my supervisor are initially working. She's also co-author in this paper. We are working in taking out the cybersecurity data threats, different types of cyber security data attacks like DOS, DDoS, botnets, and और क्या है? Zero-day attacks, advanced persistent threats. These some million types of data sets, and we will be loading it and we'll be data cleaning it, where we are adding AI into that, and then we will be developing some CNN and LSTM model that can perfectly match. If it works, then okay. Otherwise, we'll be having many more models like random forest ho gaya and uh, SVM is there, and as well as decision tree are there. Such kind of models has been developed which can also work upon that. So if you would like to suggest something, I'll be working on that, ma'am. I'll be happy if you suggest something.
Okay. I think, as you've already said, that you've got one as in the last suggestion, like to incorporate or, to have AI into it.
Yes, ma'am.
I will simply say, since you are a scholar, right?
Yes,
As you're
madam.
saying, right? So, not to make you like much of the deviated, out of the track, I'll say just continue to now, navigate this perspective. I hope this would be helpful.
Navigate means
The same orientation. These are some of the concerns, or you can say parameters, onto which you can look across while you are researching this area. So I do not wish to, you've already done some kind of research into this. I just
Yes.
want that, take care of these perspectives. Maybe these would be helpful while you navigate the same research.
sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. You have given me a good opportunity for that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah. One question from my side.
Definitely, sir.
Uh,
Please go ahead.
okay. When we are talking about cybersecurity,
Yes, sir.
nowadays we are using blockchain for security purpose.
Yes, sir. For a little bit, we will be also using blockchain in our future thing.
Yeah. So you have planned for future. How can you implement the blockchain?
Yes, means blockchain technologies are there. Since mathematically we can also think them because mathematics also incorporated in future, sir. So would you like to tell us to add or not?
You have to add. No,
Yes, sir.
business
Because
trend.
we have cryptography techniques in
Yeah,
blockchain that can also interconnect with cyber security. So
yeah.
that is much important.
Because data size grows in day by day,
Hmm.
so securing the data is the main concern.
Yes, sir.
So blockchain have some techniques, or we can say some properties like transparency, immutability, and resistance to tampering. So we can use in for further. No? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
will be proceeding with the next paper presenter. I'd like to invite paper presenter Sanika Misal with the paper titled Segregation of Different People's Voices from Recorded Database.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
if you're ready, then you may go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sanika, and I will be presenting my survey paper on speaker segregation of different voices from recorded database, which explores how we can use AI machine learning to distinguish and separate individual speaker in a multiple speaker environment. So here is the flow of today's presentation, starting with an introduction. So in an age of increasing multiple speaker communication like meetings, podcast, and surveillance audio, one of the most complex questions is who spoke when. Our research addressed this challenge using advanced machine learning and artificial intelligence technical that can analyze pitch, tone, and cadence to differentiate between speakers and accurately separate voices in a recording. So it's a literature survey. To build our system, we first studied the existing literature. Earlier approaches use Gaussian mixture models, GMMs, or HMMs like hidden Markov models, but they lack accuracy in noisy or overlapping condition. More recently, researchers have introduced deep clustering or neural networks or LSTM networks to segment and identify speakers. We were particularly inspired by the deep speaker embedding method, which uses AI to create digital fingerprints of each speaker. So the objective is the core objective of our system is to identify and separate multiple speakers from a single recorded audio file with high accuracy. We aim to implement speaker diarization, use deep learning for feature extraction, and apply spectral clustering to group similar voices. Ultimately, this improves speech recognition quality and enables better analysis of speakers' specific data. So next is the methodology. Our methodology follows 4 stages: data collection, analysis, evaluation, and the presentation of results. So data collection, we source our diverse data set, including interviews and open source speech of the corpora. Analyzing techniques are, we use both statistical and neural analysis techniques to extract the patterns and the speaker identifiers. Third one is the evaluation. So we tested system accuracy using metrics like DER, that is diarization error rate, and the presentation of the result is results were visualized using label timestamp output showing click separation of speakers. So next is our system architecture. Our architecture is modular and consists of 6 main stages. Input audio, the system starts with the multiple speaker audio that we input our audio to them. Uh, Pre-processing, we remove background noise and detects where speech occurs using VAD, voice activity detection. Third one is the feature extraction. We extract MFCCS and the tonal feature that uniquely represent each speaker. And the next is speaker embedding. These features are passed to a neural network that generates unique speaker embedding. Next is clustering. We apply spectral clustering to groups such as speech segmentation belonging to the same speaker. Next one is our result is labeled segmentation or diarization audio that show clearly who spoke when. This is flexible design allows for easy integration with future upgrades or real-time streaming. So our challenges are overlapping speech separation. When two or more people talk simultaneously, uh, separation, uh, separation becomes extremely difficult. Background noises, interference from surrounding can distort speaker recognition, accent and style variation, speech speed and language diversity create additional complexity, and the limited training data, more real world recording are needed for generalized accuracy. Scalability is a real time performance, which large scale dataset is still in progress. In future, we aim to train on more diverse our multilingual datasets, improve our overlapping speech handling using attention mechanism, or enhance real-time processing for live application like call center and conference system. So the conclusion is to conclude our project present a robust intelligent speaker segregation system that we detect, identify, and isolate multiple voices from complex audio. This system has real-world application in surveillance, customer support, smart assistants, and meeting analytics, helping machines understand not just what was said, but also who said it. By combining LSTM-based embedding with spectral clustering, we successfully overcome key problem like overlapping voices and unbalanced speaker distribution. So these are the reference. Our approach is built upon highly regarding works, including those by uh, Young, Hershey, Wattenby, and the other in IEEE conferences and journals. So thank you all for your time and attention. It's an honor to present here to ICTIS Bangkok. So yeah, thank you. If any question.
Okay, one quick question would be because I've just gone through with the references slide which you were able to incorporate into this PPT. It says 2014-16. I hope you have taken the recent year publications as well.
Recent, yeah, till 2024 I have, but not for the 2025.
Okay. And this is, you can say the architecture, or you can say the model is just being developed. Have you been, are you able to enter into any testing phase, any prototypes so developed, anything of such a kind?
Which type of prototype are you asking?
For this,
My system.
yes.
Yeah, we are doing that. It's still
Okay.
in our we are in third year now. Just we are doing that. We are working on that.
Okay. So, have I not sure if you have done or you found any literature pertaining to that. Please check upon the application of such kind of models in forensics, because that would be something which you will be the model of yours will have more social implications. Any application, any literature if you have searched or gone across in context of usage of such models in forensics?
Not yet.
Please have a look. This is just I'll say this is just a parameter onto which you may also consider onto, or you can align your model in this context. Just an aid to help.
Okay.
Okay. That's all from my side.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
One question from my side. You have used LSTM, long short term memory,
Yes,
for
yes,
sequence learning methods, right?
yes.
So there are more techniques available like RNN hidden Markov models. So
Yes,
why
sir,
you prefer
because
LSTM?
LSTM networks are great at capturing time-dependent feature like voice patterns over time, which is perfect for audio processing. And spectral clustering, on the other hand, doesn't assume any fixed data distribution, making it ideal for grouping variable speaker embedding. So LSTM is a better approach for it.
So have you compared with them?
Um, yes, sir, we are doing that.
Okay. You know, LSTM actually is used particularly for language modeling and speech recognition and for time series predictions.
Yeah, in future we are trying to transcribe them as well with the labeling.
Okay, it's okay.
Is it,
Thank
sir?
you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We'll be proceeding with our next paper presenter. I'd like to invite paper presenter Soumyajit Das with the paper titled Design of Parity Preserving Reversible Design based on fault-tolerant ALU on 32 nm CNT FEAT. So if you're ready, then you may go ahead.
Sure, Ishita. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, sir, it is visible.
Is it in presenter mode?
Yeah,
If you could please.
perfect.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Soumyajit, and currently I am pursuing Masters in VLSI Design from Delhi Technological University. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to present my paper on the topic Design of Parity Preserving Reversible Design Based Fault Tolerant ALU on 32 nanometer CNT. So So our paper aims at implementing a low-power fault-tolerant ALU. As we all know, arithmetic logic unit is the heart of any semiconductor device, performing crucial arithmetic operations. So failure of the ALU system could lead entire system to crash and produce wrong results. So fault-tolerant based ALU circuits are essential component in mission-critical applications such as aerospace, industrial automation, data centers, and etc., where reliability of the system is the highest concern. In the field of VLSI, power, performance, and area are the vital factors which decides the efficiency of the systems. Uh, there is always a trade-off between these three parameters. Reduction in either of the parameters leads to increase in the other. Therefore, as a designer, one must maintain a balance between all of these three components. So it is a well-known fact in general transistors. CMOS leakage current are a major source of concern with the reducing tech nodes. As we can see here, there are majorly four sources of leakage current, that is reverse bias junction leakage current, gate induced drain leakage current, and gate direct tunneling leakage and sub-threshold leakage. So due to such reasons, we have used carbon nanotube based transistors, which aims at reducing such challenges like reducing leakage power, low threshold voltage, high carrier mobility, and better control over channel formation. Here, as we can see from the diagram, carbon nanotubes or CNT refers to the graphene sheets of carbon arranged in a hexagonal pattern, which have been rolled in a particular formation. And CNT FET consists of single or array of the CNTs. So here the CNTs acts as a channel between the source and the drain. Now CNT FET are defined by the chiral vector, that is m comma n, or we could simply say how the graphene sheet is being rolled. Using these chiral vectors, we could define the diameter and the threshold voltage. As we could see in this slide, these are the diameter and threshold formula of the following CNTs. Now, these are the advantages and disadvantages of the CNT FETs as we previously like viewed, like some of the advantages being like low power, high electron mobility, low threshold voltage, but there are also some disadvantages, particular based on fabrication. Now, for our ALU design, we have used reversible logic gates. These are cross N gates with equal inputs and outputs, where inputs can be uniquely recovered from the output. So, uh, 80 log 2 joules of energy could be recovered or could be saved from each bit lost. Now, for optimizing our design, we have mainly focused on four main parameters such as gate count, garbage output, constant input, and quantum cost. Here, quantum cost refers to the number of gates required for designing the reversible gates. Now, these are the primitive reversible logic gates such as the Feynman gate, Perez gate, Fredkin gate, and a Toffoli gate with a quantum cost of 1, 4, 5, and 4 respectively. Now, for our ALU design, we have used double Feynman gate and PPRG gate, which comes with the concept of parity preservation, or what we call fault tolerance. Here, ZOR of inputs are equal to the ZOR of outputs, which helps to make it fault tolerant. And it have a QC of 2 and 7. Now we have designed and simulated PPRG gates using Cadence Virtuoso software. Then using these PPRG gates, we have first designed a full adder circuit. All of these circuits have been implemented using complementary logic, pass transistor, and transmission gate-based logic. So this full adder circuit will be vital for our final ALU design. So these are the simulation results of our fault-tolerant adder. Now, for our fault-tolerant ALU design, we have designed it in two parts. First, we have designed the operation selector circuit using PPRG and DFG gates, which decides the logic operation to be performed. The outputs of the operation selector circuit is then fed into the previously designed fault-tolerant full adder circuit. Using this structure, we are able to implement 12 basic operations. So these are the simulation results of our ALU. And compared to other ALU design, reversible ALU designs, we achieved a 50% improvement in overall quantum cost, garbage output, constant input, and gate count. Also, compared to other CNT-fed based ALUs, we achieved the overall 85 reduction in power, as you could see from the table here. So these are the references we have used. So thank you. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Okay, I've enlisted many of the advantages, right? You have done a very good research, I must say that. Any limitations about the same?
The only limitation for the same is based on the CNT-fed fabrication process. So CNT-feds are actually a little hard to like fabricate. So this is the only disadvantage here.
Cost of production is also high.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, fine. That's all from my side.
Thank you.
Yeah. Always in the presence of fault, maybe hardware fault or software fault. So maintaining the accuracy is a typical job. Yes. So
Yes, sir.
what should be the main approaches to design fault tolerant ALU? So one thing, there is a concept like called reversible logic.
Yes.
So what does it mean, reversible logic?
So by reversible logic here, we mean that from the output, we could extract the input logic from here. For example, if any of the logic fails, so we could extract the input logic, what we have implemented from the achieved output.
So how can we achieve it? Suppose output is 0. Suppose
Yes.
that. So can you predict what should be the input in the case of AND gate?
Yes, so we could see from the combination of XOR gates, like like XOR can be said like a controlled inverter. So based on the output, we could like see what is the like input we have given.
Quantum computing is also used, the concept of reversible engineering or reversible logic. So what they did now, they used target bits in the form of output. With the help of the target bit, they can predict the input. Have you read the quantum computing concept of reversible engineering?
No, I have not gone through that as of now.
So reversible logic, it has been used by the quantum computing concept. So you can go through the concept of reversible logic from there. Okay.
Sure, sir. I would go look into that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We'll be proceeding with our next paper presenter. I'd like to invite paper presenter Priyanka with the paper titled Develop an AI-driven interview optimization for enhancing interview skills. Ma'am, if you're ready, then you may go ahead.
Hi all, good afternoon. So I'm actually not, uh, I'm actually out of camp and was not able to prepare the presentation. So I'll share the implementation, like working prototype for now. Is that
Sure,
okay?
ma'am. Sure, ma'am. If that's okay with our chairs, then it's okay.
Thank you so much. Excuse me, it's slow. So the main idea was like, so when we are, so when the students are ready for the placement season, the for the interviews we need to give mock interviews first, so that we'll be able to understand what are all the areas that we are lagging behind and what are all the areas that we need to improve. So for that mock interviews we used to sorry, my screen is I'm not able to share my screen, that's I'm sorry for that. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. So when we are trying to give interviews, we used to give mock interviews at first, so that we'll be having an idea of what are all the areas that we need to improve. Are we able to communicate efficiently or not? So that we can improve and we can work on that particular areas. So for giving these mock interviews, we always need to find some mentor or some faculty or some other friend who has knowledge in it, so that they can mock interview us. But the problem is, whenever we try to find that person or some entity that can mock interview us, we uh, we cannot find them always. Like there are some situations where the students cannot find a mentor and they skip the mock interview. So we took that idea and we have developed a platform which can take mock with the help of AI. So for the we had these some other platforms that are already there. We have uh, gathered information from them by researching, and we have seen that they are using NLPs and all complex models for this mock interview simulation. And what we did is we integrated APIs, LLM APIs that are available. For example, ChatGPT or Gemini, we have used Gemini for this. We send the user's data, like the resume and job description, to that API, and it can generate questions. So when I click here, I can upload my resume, and I can provide some job description. I'm sorry, I don't have any files here now, so I cannot upload resume. If I give some job description here and launch this, but and launch the interview, it triggers the API in the background, in the backend, and it generates some questions based on the user's given resume and job description, and it will provide some questions as a response. After that, we show each question at a time, and the user can uh, record their answer by clicking start recording, stop recording buttons that we provide in the UI. After finishing the interview, they can get response as a feedback from shown in the UI. Like the feedback will look like for each question, what is the answer that the user has given, and what are the repeated words that user has been using repeatedly for answering that particular question, and what is the accuracy, like what is the relevance of the user's answer to that particular question. The feedback will be in such a, so yeah, this is the main idea of this project. So for the technical stuff, we have used LLM API as I mentioned before, and for this UI, we have used Next.js, and we did not integrate backend yet because uh, we did not have any database, so we are using backend. We are using APIs to trigger the LLM API, and yeah, that's it from my side. And thanks for the. Do you have any questions?
Okay, I just have one question. Don't you think so?
Yeah,
This
sure.
has been already used. I need not to go so far. For example, University of ours only they make use of all these tools. So this is something which is already available. Um so what
Okay, in
additional?
my country, yeah, I can give you that. Like in my country, till now, what are all the tools that I have used, they did not ask for this job description and resume, and we are providing that option here. And also, we want to integrate some other feature as well, which in which students can select each other and they can mock interview each other. So that by this, they can also get to know how others are on answering. Yeah, that is the extra feature that we want to add. And yeah, as I mentioned, for all the tools that I have used before, I haven't seen job description and resume based questions generated. And the feedback also, we are giving the we are providing the feedback based on the user's answers, which are personalized to them. Yeah, that's the features that we have implemented extra.
Okay, so you will file patent for this?
Uh, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat that again?
Yes, it is. You will file a patent for this.
Yeah, if once we complete the project, we'll file patent.
Because you can well imagine if there are already existing players in this domain, uh, it becomes quite easy to incorporate the attributes that you're talking, probably like you can say job description and resume at one go. But I hope, as you're saying, you're still working on to it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are still trying to add some other features. Yeah, we are still working on that.
Okay, okay. Because to have a competitive edge, definitely you need to add more attributes. Fine. That's all from my side.
Yeah, thank you.
One question from my side.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, this type of system always maybe algorithmic bias because the
I,
difficulty in understanding non-communications. So because the AI still now have some struggles, complex human emotions. So how can you control it?
okay, for the feedback you are talking about.
Yeah.
So for the feedback, we are trying to generate some algorithms by ourselves. We are not using AI to understand the emotion of the user's response. We are using uh, algorithms that we are like. Our team is currently working on the machine learning algorithms to give to provide the feedback, in which the sentimental analysis is just one part. We are trying to analyze how many repeating words are there, how often they are pausing. All these kind of things can be used to understand how confident the student is. So we are trying to see we are trying to understand the pattern of the user's response to provide the feedback. So we are not depending on LLMs for providing the feedback. We are depending on the LLM to generate the questions based on the user's resume and its job description.
And one more issue is some AI algorithms operate as a black boxes, making it difficult to understand how specific decisions are made.
Yeah.
So user satisfaction is always a major concern.
Yeah.
So how can we avoid it?
uh,
No, matlab, you need to know the transparency is the main concern. What
yeah.
we need. So how can you operate it?
So you are
Transparency.
asking me how can we gain the user's trust? Like is like that. I actually didn't get your question properly. Like you asking me how do I gain user trust by showing them how actually I'm working on their data. Like, you're asking me that or
Uh, Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to ask for Sir Syed if he's here to present his paper. Sir Syed Al Kareh, if you're here. It seems we do not have him, so this brings us to the closing of the session. I sincerely thank our authors for the excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during this 9th version and all the previous 8 versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the 10th version in 2026. All the presenters will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have been already forwarded to the Springer. The publication will be live within 6 months. Kindly cooperate with ICTIS 2025. I'd also like to thank our session chairs, just a second, for chairing the session. A token to the chair on behalf of Team ICTIS 2025 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation. Thank you for your valuable presence, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'd also like to thank our session chair, Professor Ripu, for chairing the session. Thank you for your valuable presence, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Just before we end the session, I'd like to request everyone to turn on their cameras for a quick snapshot of the virtual conference. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and take care.